Welcome to this tutorial on inverted pendulum system modeling and simulation. In this video, we will build a nonlinear model of an inverted pendulum on a cart using Simulink and then validate it against a linearized version of the model. Let's begin with a quick overview. The purpose of this simulation is to generate numerical solutions to nonlinear equations where closed-form solutions cannot be derived. The nonlinear simulation is then used to test the validity of a linearized version of the model. It can also evaluate the performance of a control scheme designed based on the linearized model. Let's open Simulink. From the MATLAB Home tab, click on the Simulink button. This opens the Simulink Start page. Select Blank Model to create a new empty model. First, let's establish the basic structure of our model. We need four main function blocks to represent the key equations of motion. From the Simulink library, drag four FCN function blocks onto the canvas. These will compute x double dot, theta double dot, n and p. Now let's label each block. Double-click the first block and name it x dot dot. This represents the cart acceleration. The second block is theta dot dot, the angular acceleration of the pendulum. The third block is n, an intermediate variable, and the fourth block is p, another intermediate variable. Next, we need integrators to convert accelerations to velocities and velocities to positions. Add four integrator blocks from the continuous library. Place two integrators in series after eka dot dot and two in series after theta dot. Label the outputs accordingly. After the first integrator from x dot dot, we get x dot, cart velocity. After the second integrator, we get x, cart position. Similarly, from theta dot dot, the first integrator gives theta dot, angular velocity, and the second gives theta, the pendulum angle. Now we need to enter the actual equations. Let's start with the theta dot block. Double-click to open the block parameters dialog. The expression for angular acceleration is 1 over I multiplied by open parenthesis negative u of 1 times L times cosine of u of 3 minus u of 2 squared times sine of u of 3 close parenthesis. Here, u of 1 is the input force, u of 2 is theta dot, and u of 3 is theta. I is the moment of inertia and L is the pendulum length. Next, configure the n block. The expression for n is m times, open parenthesis, u of 1 minus L times u of 3 times sine of u of 2 plus L times u of 4 times, cosine of u of 2, close parenthesis, where u of 1 is the force, u of 2 is theta, u of 3 is theta dot, and u of 4 is x dot dot. Now let's add the system input. Add an import block from the sources library and label it force. This will be our control input, the horizontal force applied to the cart. Connect the force input to the first mux. Then connect the mux output to the x dot dot function block. The output of x dot dot goes to the first integrator, producing x dot. X dot goes to the second integrator, producing x, the cart position. Now we need to close the feedback loops. The nonlinear equations depend on the current state variables. Route the x signal back to the appropriate mux blocks. Similarly, route the theta signal back so it can be used in the equations for np and theta dot. Now we need to close the feedback loops. The nonlinear equations depend on the current state variables. Route the x signal back to the appropriate mux blocks. Similarly, route the theta signal back so it can be used in the equations for np and theta dot. For the n block, we need theta, theta dot, and x dot as inputs. Connect these through a mux. For the p block, we need theta, theta dot, and theta dot. Connect these appropriately. The output of n connects to the x dot dot mux. The p block output is used in the thet add dot equation. Make sure all feedback connections are properly routed. The entire nonlinear model is now encapsulated in a single subsystem block. Double-click to view the internal structure anytime. The subsystem has one input, force, and two outputs, position and angle. Add two scope blocks to visualize the outputs. Connect one scope to the position output and another to the angle output. Alternatively, you can use a single scope with multiple inputs. Before we can run the simulation, we need to define the physical parameters in the MATLAB workspace. Open a new script file. We'll define the following parameters. M equals 0.5. This is the cart mass in kilograms. M equals 0.2. The pendulum mass in kilograms. B equals 0.1. The friction coefficient. I equals 0.006. The moment of inertia. G equals 9.8. Gravitational acceleration in meters per second squared. and L equals 0.3, the pendulum length in meters. Run this script by clicking the Run button or pressing F5. The parameters are now loaded into the MATLAB workspace and will be available to Simulink during simulation. Let's set the initial conditions for the integrators. Double-click the first integrator in the XDDT path. Set the initial condition to 0. This means the cart starts from rest. Similarly, check the initial conditions for all other integrators. For the pendulum angle integrators, we typically start with a small initial angle to test stability. Let's verify the theta dot equation one more time. Now for the P block. The expression is m times open parenthesis L times u of 2 squared times cosine of u of 1 plus L times u of 3 times sine of u of 1 plus G close parenthesis, where u of 1 is theta, u of 2 is theta dot, u of 3 is theta dot, and G is gravitational acceleration. Now we're ready to run the simulation. Click the Run button in the Simulink toolbar. The simulation will solve the nonlinear differential equation numerically. The position scope shows the cart's horizontal position over time. We can see the response to the pulse input. The cart moves and then settles. The angle scope shows the pendulum angle theta over time. The pendulum oscillates in response to the cart movement. This nonlinear response can now be compared with a linearized model for validation. In this tutorial, we successfully built a nonlinear model of an inverted pendulum on a cart using Simulink. We configured the equations of motion using FCN blocks, set up integrators to obtain velocities and positions, created feedback loops for the state variables, encapsulated the model in a subsystem, and added a pulse input to test the system response. The key advantage of this approach is that Simulink can generate numerical solutions to complex nonlinear equations that don't have closed-form solutions. This nonlinear model can now be used to validate a linearized version and to test control schemes. Thank you for watching. In the next tutorial, we will linearize this model around the upright equilibrium position and compare the linear and nonlinear responses.